Hey, Ginger, this is Nick Hall calling.
Hi, Nick. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Doing great. You nice and warm today?
Oh, I wish.
I'm in Michigan. You're in Wisconsin, right?
Oh, I'm in Minnesota.
Or are you in Minnesota? Well, either way, right?
Right next door, right next door. Yeah, but I'm originally from North Dakota, so we come to Minnesota for the warm weather.
Exactly. It's so nice and warm, isn't it? Yeah, you're our neighbors. You guys
Yeah.
get it worse than we do here, unless you're in the UP.
Yeah, I just tell people when you're cold, you're cold. It's just shades of cold at that point.
Yeah, when they say it's going to be 10 degrees warmer tomorrow, you're like, what is, so it's going to be plus 10 instead of right at zero, or
Exactly.
it,
It's just, there's certain temperature you don't want to be outside for. It doesn't matter whether it gets 10 degrees or 20 degrees warmer or colder at that point.
yeah, if it gets close to 40, I get excited.
Yes, yes.
Well, so how was the West Coast Winter Jam tour? How did that go? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, the
it was
West Coast.
really, yeah, it was really awesome. It was, God did amazing things. And, every night, just the people that were coming out and young people were just really, lots of lives changed. And obviously, as we've stated with the weather, it's nice to be in a warmer climate a little bit as well. So that didn't hurt either.
Well, and the Pulse movement's been going for over 10 years now. So I'm wondering, has your approach changed at all? And, I know a lot of people that are Winter Jam attendees or a lot of young people in youth groups. Has your approach changed, like now that we have millennials and, you've been doing this for over a decade now? Have you had to kind of change your approach in any way when you're speaking?
I think I would say not a ton of difference in approach. I am on the older end of it, but I am a millennial, and so I mean, there's a part of it where I just feel like, man, there's a certain things that whether it's millennials or Gen Z, there's different things that people are into, listening to, engaged with, and so I think the thing that is always adjusting is just culture, and so I think our message and the way that we're doing things like needs to address and speak to culture, and so that's always changing, because trends are always changing and challenges are always changing, but I think the gospel stays the same, and so some things change, and then but I think Jesus always invites us right where we are, and so that's kind of the constant.
And social media, and technology changed it for everyone, I think, because it affects young people and adults, a lot more than it used to. People get encouraged quicker, but they also get discouraged quicker because the information is in nanoseconds. You get immediate responses, good or bad. And it can be, like anything, it can be used for good or evil. I think that you kind of using the pulse movement. I think that's a way you guys have been effective, is you seem to understand that that's part of it, and you guys use that for your advantage. The technology aspect. I saw you just did the Reason Christmas tour, which is that still going?
We just finished it, so we were out
Okay.
with Jeremy Camp, and we had Micah Tyler with us, and so it was yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we really just all year. It's funny. I'll tell people all year round. I share the story of Christmas. It's just December. I'm normal,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of it's an easy time of year, obviously, just to talk about Jesus, and so it's yeah, we were out doing that, and then I was also a part of another event actually where I got to share the gospel and talk about Christmas at a big secular event. So I shared the message before the band Alabama played, and
Oh, that's
you know
from my generation. That's
yeah.
I'm old school.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Well, it was great. It was great, and it's just not every event I'm speaking at do I have a crowd of people, holding a glass of beer, listening to me speak, and so that was the difference. And so, but it was awesome, just to be there and be able to talk about what matters in life, and so I just think everywhere we go, that's what we're trying to do.
And I saw that was it in North Dakota, you had 1,000 people turn to Christ?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, and that was just that. That was on that
That was
recent
just that
tour,
one
and so
night,
it was.
right?
Yeah, it was really just people responding, and it's just been amazing to see that there's really a hunger, and I think people are I think people are looking for something real and looking for something to give their life for.
That's got to be overwhelming, like as a speaker, to like watch the Holy Spirit respond to how it how the Holy Spirit led you to speak, and watch that response. Just, I mean, 1,000 people, just knowing that 1,000 people for eternity are going to be in glory, just knowing that all those lives have been transformed for eternity. You didn't just change that night for them, like you were a vessel to be, change these people's lives for eternity. And I would think watching all those people, like, respond all at once in the one night, that's got to be overwhelming. And that's your home state too.
It is, and it's always meaningful, when you're back home and just seeing people that are coming from the same place you are, and a lot of them friends of family or your school or whatever that is, and just I mean, I think no matter where we are, obviously we just want to be a light, but you're right. I mean, when you're able to be used in your backyard, it does have a special meaning.
Now, I did see also you post some picture of your wife and your kids. Your kids are so cute. I just have to tell you that. I love seeing everybody's pictures at Christmas time, and you have a beautiful wife. I love seeing that it took you 5 years to get her to agree to marry you. So I think that you must have really done some heavy courting during that time.
For guys, it's a compliment when you tell a guy that he married off his league. You can't really say that to a girl, but yeah, I mean, I really, love my wife, and honored and excited. Yeah, and so my family is really just, man, it's just the joy of my life to get to husband and dad, and they're just a blast.
Well, and all of this work with young adults, and the next decade, when you have teenage kids and you start entering that phase, it'll really start speaking right back at you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're the ones that know if I'm actually practicing at home. So.
Well, I had a fan question. Drew Mitchell wants to know, do you have a favorite song because new songs obviously started Winter Jam. Do you have a favorite song from their debut album, The Sun in My Eyes? Do you have a favorite song from that album?
Gosh, I tell you, I love New Song. I'm always impressed by them because their message is who they are. And every time I think their music, it's hard for me to even pick a song because I always just think of Arise My Love, and and that's kind of always the one that I'm like, man, it's hard for me to rank anything. It's like I love all the songs, and then there's that song which I just have so many positive memories of being out on Winter Jam. I know that's one of their older ones, but it's hard for me to reference any song, beside that one, just because that one always had such an impact on me.
It's funny to think they've been out since 1982. That was their debut album. So it's been 35 years going. And they're still, like, when you see them on Winter Jam, you don't see a big distinction between them and other bands who just, have only been out a handful of years. They're just as, impactful and lively and just energetic. And it's so great to see them on stage, and it's just great to see that they still are keeping the message and the everything about the tour. It changes with technology and the lights get cooler or something like that, but they really keep to the same principles and the same message, and it runs very smooth for such a large tour. People don't realize, and you would know, there are over 100 people touring on this thing with the crew and everything. It's a huge thing to put together for every night.
Yeah, it really is amazing every day and every night to see all the work that goes into it. And there's so many behind the scenes heroes that, people on stage get the applause and the credit, but man, it really takes a whole group of people. I think it's a good picture of the church at work. We all have different roles and different abilities, and Winter Jam is just an example of, you see all those things come together and it creates something that is awesome and points to Jesus.
And you can love Carrie Job and worship music, or you can love to rock out to Skillet. There's, there's so many different styles of music, and that's also the magic of Winter Jam is you can invite people that may or may not like the same style of music you do, but there's somebody on the tour that will fit them.
100%. That is right on.
Well, and hopefully, in the next 10 years, you'll still be doing Winter Jam, and your kids will be out on stage with you sharing testimonies. And well, pray that you continue. I love having you out on the tour. You and Tony Nolan do such a great job on Winter Jam, just bringing it all together, that glue of the message and, sandwiched in between the music. It's what the whole night is about. And for people to be pulled by the Holy Spirit, and then for you to give them the words that they needed to hear that night. It's just incredible. And I'm thankful for you, thankful for your ministry with the Pulse movement. I love your Reset book, by the way. I just think, you have so much that you have. I saw that Billy Graham is why you started doing it. And I hope that, that you are the reason that there are also some other Nick Hall spur offs, just like you learned when you went to the Billy Graham event, like they're inspired enough by it to, seek out how they're supposed to serve. And, that, in another 10 years, you have people walking up to you saying, I saw you a few years ago and now I'm in, I started this ministry, or I'm working for God in this way. And it's going to be amazing over the years how you see people, come back and show you what they've done in their adult life. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for doing the tour. I'm so glad you're on Winter Jam. We'll see you. You'll be in Michigan in the cold, yes, again, in January and February, both in Grand Rapids and Detroit. I can only say that in Detroit, you at least get to be in the brand new Little Caesars Arena, which is tricked out. So it'll be cold, but it'll be worth it when you come in and see all the cool light effects. So
that's awesome. Well, Ginger, I really appreciate you, and thanks for what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
And it's an honor. It's an honor to partner together.
Well, I can't wait to see you on the Winter Jam West tour, and we are excited to see you. I guess I keep mixing it up. It's the East tour, so we'll see you in Michigan. We'll put it that way.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Nick.